Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong. Yeah, especially the White House card.
Training partner has just got to the UFC, so like he's potentially like 2 or 3 wins away from like a title shot. I would be like, I'll vacate it and he can have his time.
You know what I think about that before you even ask me. I hate that.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. I mean, could you imagine if you're Tom?
The MMA community is buzzing after reports surfaced that Dana White has finally had enough of the chaos surrounding Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. For years, fans have accused Dana of showing favoritism toward Jones, defending him through controversies, failed tests, and off-cage incidents. But it seems the tide has turned. Sources suggest that Dana no longer has full trust in Jones, even going as far as to say he's not willing to let him headline one of the UFC's biggest upcoming cards, a massive event being planned on American soil. For someone long seen as the face of US MMA, that statement speaks volumes about how much things have shifted behind the scenes.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong. Fair enough. Yeah, especially the White House card.
There's a lot of rumors out there. Let's dispel a couple of them. First and foremost, are you retired?
I am not retired. I'm actively training 5 days a week, and I'm in the UFC's drug testing pool.
Great. And what's the status of the fight at the White House?
I don't really know. It's kind of out of my control right now. I'm training for the event. I'll be ready for the event. That's my goal. That's my intention. But ultimately, it's up to the boss.
Something about this whole situation doesn't quite add up. According to Jon Jones, there's more going on behind the scenes than fans realize. Jones claims he told Dana White months ago that he had no plans to face Tom Aspinall and was actually ready to give up the belt. But instead of going public, the UFC allegedly kept that information quiet, letting rumors swirl and confusion grow. Now, those behind closed doors conversations are starting to surface, and they could completely change how fans see this rivalry.
I mean, I just feel like anybody would understand at this point. Like, I'll retire the heavyweight belt if I have to. It's like, dude, give the guy what he wants at the end of the day, And I'm not talking about Dana directly. I feel like I'm at a place now where, I want to take what I find to be super fights. I don't want to fight dangerous up-and-comers anymore. I want to fight dangerous, established champions. So Tom could have the heavyweight championship. I don't really care about it. That my value doesn't lie in belts anymore. I've created something much bigger.
There is this thing that's always followed your career where, like, even before you got in the UFC, you couldn't seem to get fights, right? People didn't want to fight you. And then now, even as champion, you have Jon Jones and Alex trying to fight each other but not fight you. Did you ever think there'd be a moment where you could be in this position and still have guys trying to sort of circumnavigate you and fight other people?
No, there's still guys who want it, maybe just not the bigger names. Those guys have done enough to do whatever they want, so I'm the champion, by the number 1 contender. That's how, in my opinion, that's how champions are supposed to work. It's like, you're the guy, you fight the next guy, prove your best, and you rinse and repeat that for as long as possible.
They kept everyone in the dark, the fans, the media, and even Tom Aspinall, all to keep the hype train rolling. But when the truth finally surfaced, Dana White completely lost his cool. And that wasn't the only reason for his outrage. A big part of it came from Tom Aspinall's honesty, something Dana clearly wasn't ready for. Tom openly admitted that if his close friend Ante, another heavyweight contender, ever reached a point where they might have to fight, he'd relinquish his title instead, choosing friendship over fame.
Firstly, what do you think about that?
Oh, my friend and training partner has just got to the UFC, so like he's potentially like 2 or 3 wins away from like a title shot. So the thing is, if I'd never won a title, I'd never touched gold before, we would have to fight. But now I've done it, I would be like, I'll vacate it and he can have his time.
You know what I think about that before you even ask me. I hate that, many friends, relatives, name it, have all fought each other before. It doesn't determine whether you are friends with somebody or you hate somebody, you're competing against them to see who the best is. But that's his decision, to even think about vacating it because you don't want to compete against somebody is absolutely insane. But he's a grown man. That's up to him.
Because again, it was such a good fight. It was such an entertaining fight. And you see now people saying all this kinds of, craziness, all kinds of craziness regarding Tom wanting out, Tom getting beat up, Tom, being a coward, being heartless, gutless, and just forgetting about everything this guy's done. By the way, this guy took a fight on 10 days notice, 14 days notice against Sergey Pavlovich, saved your ass at Madison Square Garden. Literally saved the card. And now we know what this is all about. His dad talks about wanting to take a fight, fight out the contract, 3 left, let's go to boxing. And he says in an interview, Tom does, I wouldn't fight Ante Delia. I'd rather vacate. That's my friend. That's my teammate. Oh my God. Literally the two things that would piss Dana White off more than anything. And so most predictable thing is that he would show up at the press conference not backing his guy at all. Not backing his guy at all. You had to know that this was going to happen. Forget the fact that he took the fight against Pavlovich on 10 days notice. Forget the fact that he was the backup fighter against, when Jon fought Stipe last November. Forget the fact that he, was ready and willing to fight Jon Jones at any moment this year. That he was a good soldier, that he never threw the UFC under the bus, that he never complained openly, that he was just doing all the right things, saying all the right things. Forget all of that. Oh no, he won't fight his teammate. And his dad says in a sort of off-the-cuff comment, I don't even know if that was an interview or not, he says, yeah, I want him to fight out the contract and then go to boxing. Ah, the horror. The audacity. The chutzpah. And so, like I said, the UFC is going to be able to rebook this fight.
It was one of the most genuine and humble things ever said by a fighter. And apparently, Dana White didn't like it one bit. In a recent interview, Dana bluntly stated, I hate that idea. No respect, no praise, not even a mention of Tom Aspinall being the reigning heavyweight champion. Then, at the UFC 321 post-fight press conference, Dana took it even further. When asked about Tom's brutal eye injury, he brushed it off completely, choosing instead to praise Ciryl Gane's performance, saying Gane looked incredible and busted up Aspinall. He made no mention of the double eye poke, the hospital visit, or the fact that Tom could barely see for days afterward. Even Andy Aspinall, Tom's father, later confirmed that his son's eye was still gray and healing slowly.
Really bad how it looks. And he said, you can't train your eyeball to be stronger. It is what it is. There's protection here and here, but he obviously got no protection because the fingers were straight in. The fight should have been stopped. He couldn't see. It was a foul. He couldn't see. Then you can't fight. If he'd have got knocked out with a head kick next, then it would have been worse. I don't know. And then he said, sometimes when your eyes here like that, it can become displaced and stay there. And they did a few tests on that and they said it doesn't seem like that. And his vision on the eye that's the best eye.
And laid there on his back until Jon submitted him. Against the cage, Garn was sat there, not moving, not bucking, not shifting or fighting hands, sitting there like this until Jon locked up the guillotine on him. I'm very aware of what happened in that fight. And do I wish Tom would have finished him earlier? I do, without resistance. That was the ideal circumstance for Tom Aspinall, was to finish Ciryl Gane with no resistance in the first round. I think we see an overconfident Garn in the rematch, and I think Tom smokes him. But Tom was raging. So there's an emotional aspect to this rematch now that I'm worried about, because I've been looking for Bully Tom to make an appearance for a very long time, you guys. For a very long time, I've been waiting for Bully Tom to make an appearance. And he made the appearance on, what the fuck you guys booing me for? He genuinely made an appearance in the post-fight speech. The fuck you guys booing me for? I got fucking double eye poked. A double eye poke landed. Insane. Crazy. Horrible result for the main event. Worst case scenario. All things come together. It's weird how MMA works, is it not? Dirtiest fighter on the heavyweight roster, Ciryl Gane, constantly cheats every single fight. He's a dirty little French cunt. Jon Jones is the nemesis of Tom Aspinall.
They've done that on the UFC broadcast, by the way, and humiliated Ciryl Gane for what he was fucking doing. That doesn't happen by accident. And you can hear Aspinall's team, what the fuck is this? A double poke? I just think Ciryl Gane's a dirty fucking cheat. I'm disgusted in that, like. I'm fucking disgusted. Because you can fucking take someone's eyesight for life doing that shit. All because the pressure's getting you and you're feeling the hate. What the fuck are you doing in there then? There should be a fine and a suspension for that level of shit, in my opinion. Because if you're going to fight like that, you're going to fucking blind people. But let's take a look at what Dana White had to say.
Damon and Mike Heck were having a conversation, and I read the transcript, and Mike Heck was very hard on Chael. Now, Mike gets a pass because Mike always backs Chael. So the fact that Mike was saying, hey, Chael, you got this right, it kind of made me listen. I kind of pay a little bit more attention because I know how supportive he has been. And Tom's stock going down. Let's take a look at that. So let me give you some numbers, okay? Numbers don't lie. My partner's DraftKings had Tom at one point, and it was, you'd have to check the chart, it was a spike in the graph, but they had him on fight day a 3.5 to 1 favorite. It did not close at that. But Tom actually went up, became a larger favorite after the face-offs at the weigh-in. Okay. The fight goes off, he was actually inside of 3 to 1. Well, let's just call it 3 to 1. When my partners at DraftKings come out with a new line for the fight that is eventually going to take place, it's going to be close. There will be times, I mean, if they were to do it today and money starts coming in, they take action, that Ciryl could be the favorite. Try to imagine that. So when we talk about Tom's stock dropping, that's a very tough claim. I mean, on those hands, a guy that was a 3.5 to 1 favorite that is now the underdog, you'd think that his stock dropped. But the anticipation to see Tom versus Ciryl was very small, guys. That pay-per-view did not do very good numbers.
Still, Dana White said nothing. No statement, no concern, no acknowledgement at all. It's becoming clear, Dana isn't protecting his fighters anymore. He's protecting his image. Both Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones have exposed how the UFC twists the narrative, hides key details, and fails to truly look after its champions. Tom waited over a year for his return to the octagon, delayed again and again by the promotion. And when the moment finally came, he was humiliated, branded a quitter by his own boss, despite suffering a legitimate medical emergency. Now fans are starting to see the pattern. The same kind of mistreatment that pushed Francis Ngannou to walk away may soon drive Tom Aspinall down that very same road.